Aloha, I'm Kipin Dealbat-Shu, the Executive Director for Iolani Palace. In my position, I'm responsible for the administration of the organization which takes care of the palace, promotes it both locally and abroad. We also look for funding, and so financially making sure that we're solvent, managing the staff we have of 35 full and part-time employees, as well as working with state government, since this is owned by the state of Hawaii. The Friends of Iolani Palace is a nonprofit organization formed in 1966 by then Princess Liliuokalani Kawananakua Morris. And the purpose of the Friends was to help guide in the restoration of Iolani Palace to what you see today. So back in the 1960s, well, actually since the overthrow of the monarchy, the various governments have occupied the building, starting with the overthrow government, then moving into the territory of Hawaii. We also had a military government here during World War II. And then, of course, in 1959, the state government moved in along with the governor. And they stayed here until the new state capitol was built in 1969. So once they vacated, the Friends of Iolani Palace, our organization, began this almost 10-year process to restore the building to its former glory. The mission of the Friends of Iolani Palace has actually changed over time. Next year will be our 50th anniversary, so we have been in existence for quite a while. So when we started, really the purpose was to do research, to find out how Iolani Palace was used during the monarchy, what the rooms were like, even what the original furnishing was like. We did not have any of this in one area. So we had the Junior League of Honolulu help us with this massive research project, going through old archives, newspapers, interviewing people, etc. Now, once the palace reopened to the public in 1978, our organization changed its mission slightly to start looking for and bringing back artifacts, original artifacts that you see today here in the palace. So a lot of that was going out into the community, talking with families that had these artifacts, doing basically a worldwide search to find them. We have received, I would say, over 5,000 pieces of artifacts back. A lot of them are on display now. Today, our mission is much less driven by trying to restore the building and much more about sharing what we already have, going out into the community, into the world, and perpetuating the history of the Hawaiian monarchy. So why should you come to Iolani Palace? First and foremost, we represent a history that is quite unknown to a lot of people, including those who have been born and raised in Hawaii. Hawaii was an independent kingdom for quite some time. It was the longest surviving Polynesian kingdom until 1898. What we want to do is to have people share in this pride that Hawaii was actually very international in the 1800s. When visitors around the world come to Iolani Palace, many of them are surprised to find reminders of their home countries here. They learn about artifacts that were given as gifts by the rulers at that time, or they learn about these relationships that the Kingdom of Hawaii had with their home countries. And this comes as a pleasant surprise to many people to find out how international Hawaii was and that the monarchy traveled extensively during this time period. And that's why Iolani Palace represents not just Hawaii, but it also represents the world coming to Hawaii.